Yes, it is true. I, Michael Scott, am signing up with an online dating service. Thousands of people have done it, and I am going to do it. I need a username, and I have a great one.
I don't know, how about watch the show to find out what he says? Anyway, this video will show you a few different types of two-dimensional animation. The first one we're going to be starting with is cut paper animation. So for this one of Michael Scott typing in his username for the dating website, we filmed a keyboard and then just cut out little letters and took a picture each time and we placed one in. And for the scene where it's on the dating website itself, we just moved the letters around and have this little picture of him going up inch by inch. During the quarantine, I've been able to spend time with my nieces. One is in fourth grade and one is in eighth grade. So the fourth grader really got excited when I was teaching her about animations, and she has been making these cut paper animations like crazy. Here she is taking some common household things: markers, paper, pencil, scissors, glue, and she has made an amazing animation, and she's made a few different ones using the stop motion animation app. So take a look at what she's done.
That good? Wait, I'm gonna take that.
Okay.
Then it's gonna be up here. So it kind of looks like it's detaching.
Remember, she is 10. She basically did this herself. I just pushed the button when she asked me to push it, and she did all the movements. It's not like it's so great because she has an art teacher uncle. Um, I don't know. For this scene, we probably took about 50, 60 pictures. Sounds like a lot, but once you just get into it, it just goes quickly. She did this one all by herself. I actually went back to my place for a while, and then I came home the next day, and this is what she had made all by herself. She took all the pictures herself, too. So you can do this on your own. A 10-year-old did it. I didn't really have to teach her much. Okay, so in my opinion, hand-drawn animation is by far the hardest. If you've ever tried to make a flip book before, you know how long it can take to finally make just a tiny little thing move. My sister's a teacher, so we have a blackboard in her house. I thought it might look cool to draw on a chalkboard, and we realized that if you draw with a watered down paper towel, it can kind of make really cool little marks on it, and also it erases as you go, so that has an amazing effect. I recorded the actual animation using the Stop Motion Studio app, but I also had set up my phone to show the time lapse, so we really had to move in and out for every single little bit of the drawing. It's a lot of walking back and forth. It's kind of a ridiculous process. For Teacher Appreciation Week, my niece used her whiteboard to write words and just slowly animate it, doing little bits at a time. You can see that smiley face. It's just 5 or 6 drawings. The tongue's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little drawings, but it really does make it look like the tongue is sticking out. For this one with the chalkboard, yeah, this is a lot of work. This was maybe 40 different clips. But I think it turned out kind of cool, and I loved using the chalkboard because it's very easy to erase. What can be so hard with drawing a regular drawing is you have to redraw the same thing over and over again. So a chalkboard or whiteboard are really easy. A life-saving app you can use on a phone or a tablet is called Flipaclip. Some students at 89 actually showed it to me. It makes the whole process insanely easy for doing hand-drawn animation. It still is really hard, I think, to draw with your finger on a device, but it can help so much in that they show you what you had previously. You can, like you just saw in that example, they can show you a preview of what your animation is looking like. You can change the frame rate. They have all different types of brushes, colors, and backgrounds that you're able to use also. There are some very good tutorial videos that they posted on YouTube, so I'm not going to explain too much about it, but you can see a little bit of what I was trying to do with my animation. It looks terrible, but if you take some time with it, it can be really, really good. This animation was about 40 drawings of this person doing a dance and then kind of twirling around. You'll notice if you watch really closely at the end, their legs turn into their arms and their arms into their legs. It's a little weird. Okay, so this last animation style comes with like a sort of like a frustrating little anecdote for it. So for that last project, the first animation project that we had where you had to make stop motion animations, bunch of people handed in great things. I was so impressed. Wow, people took a lot of time, took 100 frames. Wow, way to go. One kid sent me a freaking meme that he made. It's a picture of his Jupiter grades from before the pandemic and a group picture of his Jupiter grades from math after the pandemic. What does that have anything to do with me? So, absolutely, I had to make a little bit of like a get back at this kid animation. This kid is actually doing decently well, so I wanted the animation to show his grades going down the numbers. Like from 92 that he had all the way down to 0 because he's not doing his work the right way. So this is me making this animation. I first had to change all the names in it. So after I took a screenshot of Jupiter grades, I had to find the same font, find the same background color, and the same size, and rename all of the students' names so they weren't showing. And then made a new slide of that as an image, and I changed around the sizes so it looked like it was zooming in every time I went from a new frame to a new frame. So I had to take the frame, one slide. I had to copy and paste it, then make it a little bigger. Copy and paste that, make it a little bigger. Copy and paste that, make it a little bigger. Once you, present your screen and flip through them really quickly, it kind of looks like it's zooming in on it. So that's how I did the part where it zooms in on the student's name. Then, when I wanted to change their grades, all I did was just keep changing the number for every different frame that it was. So it would go from 92 down to 90, down to 88, all the way down, and I changed every single number so it looked like it was rapidly falling because he wasn't doing his work and he was instead sending me memes that have nothing to do with me. It's math class. Come on. And then I screen recorded it, and that became the animation. Okay, so obviously you don't have to make a revenge animation. I made a very quick PowerPoint animation. Meanwhile, by the way, I think I invented PowerPoint animations. I've never seen anybody else do it before. I just figured it out myself. I've been doing them for years. So with this one, I just made a heart on Google Slides, and then I copied and pasted the slide, moved it a little, copied and pasted this slide, moved it a little, copy and pasted this slide, and then guess what? Yeah, so I made 21 slides. By the end of it, it looks like the heart's tilting and falling over like it's dead. Sure, you can all relate. Um, and it took me 2 minutes and 1 second to do all of that. 2 minutes to make 20 slides of a heart falling over. This is really not too complicated. I would hope that you can spend more than 2 minutes and make something a little more complex. Please add a background. Please add, I don't know, more than just one heart. Please just make sure that it does a little bit more than falling over. That would be slightly more interesting. And of course, screen record. If you need help, let me know. I can show you how to do that. It's on QuickTime Player. All right, good luck.